Welcome to Discipline Daily. I'm Cal St. Kyle.
And I'm Nick Fryer.
Today's episode's on goals. It's 2023, so
Happy New Year, Kyle.
yeah, buddy, you too. So, you got any new goals for this year? What's the deal with goals? What do you think about it?
I haven't made any goals this year. I kind of stopped doing the whole New Year's resolution goal setting thing. I would say I have goals, but I didn't set any specifically for 2023. What about you?
Yeah, you're basically saying your goals are ongoing.
Yeah.
That's the majority of mine too.
Yeah, it's like every day I'm trying to, number one is I want to make sure I stay on my workouts every day. I want to make sure that I don't skip any. I want to make sure that I stay on my reading every day. I want to make sure that, I'm progressing in life, maybe trying to figure out new things to do. And so I have big goals, but I'm not setting them by the year. I'm setting them by like the day almost. Like every day I gotta get this goal. I gotta do this thing that I set out for myself.
Dude, I think that's the right way to do it. Your goal should be to do what you need to do to get the job done every single day. And then your goal should be to do it as many days as you can. But I do think it is important to have an end of the year goal on certain things, especially number wise. I like number goals for end of the year. Like by year end 2023, I want to have this many of this, be able to do this many by the year end. I think that's kind of important. So I have just one this year. I want to be able to get to 10,000 followers on Twitter. It's a big goal of mine. I think I could get there. Right now, when I set this goal, I was at 1380. Now I'm at 1410. But it's an awesome goal for me, man, because one thing I've never really been good at was writing. I even had a friend once tell me something that was like I had to write something for him, right? And he said that it looked like a second grader wrote the damn thing.
When was this?
It was years ago. I had to write it. I think there was something going on, but I had to write it. But I took that criticism. I'm like, damn, you're actually right. I do suck at writing. So I used that as fuel to get better at writing. And now I love writing, man, because I love to read. So I've been following these guys on Twitter. They're writers, right? This one guy, his name's Dickie Bush. I've been following him for probably about 6 months now, but he teaches everybody how to write. But he just started doing YouTube, dude. And his YouTube channel's awesome. I want to link it in the description, the video that I'm talking about, because it's going to be my new goal for 2023 is I want to journal more, dude. That's my new habit that I really want to start doing. And he has an amazing video on it where he uses a bunch of different prompts to do his journaling every day. He does a morning journaling and before he goes to bed, and he has prompts for that. And then a couple times a year he'll do his other prompt where it's a little more in depth. But the one in the morning's about 5 minutes, he says, and then the one at night's about 5 minutes. And it's an awesome video, dude. One of the most powerful personal development habits you can create is journaling. If you go back in history and look at every major player in history, they all journaled, man. Like Steve Jobs, I think George Washington, look at Marcus Aurelius. They all journaled, man.
It's crazy because it's one of those things where, especially with our job, we don't really write a lot. And even nowadays in office jobs, I mean, they're not doing a ton of writing. They're, on the computer, they're doing it on their phone. So it's one of those skills that you lose. I mean, when I was in high school, I wrote a lot and my handwriting was okay. My writing was okay. Wasn't the best. But now I've noticed that when I try to write something, it's terrible. It's like I've never wrote before. I'm like, dude, I got to learn how my hand muscles even work to write this out. It's crazy, and we're all
Mhm.
losing that.
Big time. It
So that
is.
that would be that would definitely be a good habit to get into, because not only are you using your brain with writing, which helps you learn the stuff that you're putting down. Like let's say you read a book and you learn something, you're using writing to get it more ingrained in your brain. but you're
Mhm.
also going to be able to go back and reread it and get
Yep.
new words. So it'll
Yes,
help you understand it better.
I know. That's what I'm excited about, man, because it's literally you're going to be just like Marcus Aurelius, you're documenting all your stuff. But think so. I'm going to do one journal each year. So starting this year, 2023, in the video, he wrote for 1,000 days nonstop, 1,000 days. So what was that? Almost 3 years, or a little over 3 years. Um, but yeah, so I want to have one for every single year. And then you're going to be like, hey, what was I doing in 2023? Pull
Yeah.
that out. Wow. All the knowledge in there, man. All your wins, all your losses, all that stuff. And if you follow the prompt, it'll give you easy things to write about. So I'm going to follow the prompt. I might go off a little if I can, but if I can't, I'm going to use that prompt. And man, I'm so excited about it. And it was funny because I was telling Steph, I'm like, hey, can you buy me a journal and these pens, right? And it's the ones that he recommends. And she's like, I've given you a bunch of journal and we have tons of pens. But if I'm going to do this every single day and it's going to be a quality thing that I keep forever, I want a quality journal and I want to use a quality pen. That's the
Yeah.
keys, man. Because if you want to feel good doing it, or you're not going to want to do it.
That
So
part is
this,
cool about it too, where you can go back, like let's say you write the year on
yeah,
the side, and you can go back and be like, oh, what was I doing in 2020? Go back, pull it out, look at it. What were my goals? What were the things I set? Did I reach those goals? Where did I fail in those goals? And that would be an awesome way to go back and look at it.
yeah. And on the front cover, you can write your goals for the year. I think on the back cover, you could do something fancy like that too. So it's easy, every year they're there and there.
Yeah, that'd be
Um,
awesome.
yeah, man, it's super exciting. So that journal, it's about $20, and the pens are I think about $20, but you get 10 of them. But I've seen this guy, he talks about these pens and these journals all the time. He tweets about them all the time. So I'm like, dude, they must be good. He uses everything. So I'm like, shoot, I'll buy those, use those. I'm excited, man. So I'm gonna start as soon as I get them. Should be coming here any day now. And I'm gonna try and get that and stay consistent with that. And I'll give myself the habit rule of I can't miss more than one day.
Yeah, we're trying to miss no days.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to miss any, but I'll give myself the habit rule. You can't miss more than one. If you miss two, then you've broken the habit.
Yeah, I think with goals for me, it's like I started out like even with our job, it was like, okay, my goal is to one day become a UPS driver because I looked at UPS drivers and I could see like how you know cool of a job it was. Is like you got to be outside, you got to exercise, you got to be around people. You made pretty good money with full benefits and stuff. So that was my goal, was to become a UPS driver. But it's like once I got to that goal, now it's like, okay, now I need another mountain to climb. I feel like goals are like mountains. It's like you see the mountain and like that's my goal. And now every day you have to try to like climb that mountain, you know? And when you get to the top of the other mountain, it's like, okay, now I'm looking for new mountains to climb.
Yeah, I think it's very important to have short-term goals and long-term goals. And that's where I'd probably consider the year end goal would be a somewhat of a longer goal, or because the short term goals to me would be the daily habits. So we're trying to get that would be the short terms, and then the long term ones. I think it's important to do both.
Yeah. I think
And
I look at it kind of like, I think I heard this from Will Smith. It was like you look at it like a wall, like a giant wall that you have to build. And if you took a step back and you looked at the wall and you looked at it, you would be like, wow, this would be a really hard wall to build. Like this would be daunting to build. But what you have to do is you have to look at it in terms of one brick at a time. So every daily goals would be like one brick at a time. So you go and you try to lay that brick down as perfectly as you can without messing up. And then eventually you lay another brick down as perfectly as you can. Then another one. And eventually you take a step back and you look and there's the wall. The wall is built. But if you try to look at it at a goal all at once, it becomes daunting, and a lot of people won't try to reach that goal.
Yeah, that's important. Do you know any of your girlfriend's goals or anything like that?
Right now, our goal is just to be pregnant.
Yeah. It's pretty funny. I just read some of Steph's, and I could tell just by how she's writing it, she doesn't believe that she's gonna get that goal. I could tell just by the way she's writing it. I think the key with a goal is you have to be very specific. Don't be vague with your goals. If you're vague, you're kind of admitting defeat before you even try. And I could tell a lot of people do that, man, with their goals. They're setting these goals, right? They know they're not going to be able to achieve.
But yeah, it's people will literally make it so vague. It's like for me, when I one of my goals was I wanted to be able to do squats without messing up my back, because every single time I would do squats, my back would just hurt so bad the next day. And I looked at my body and I'm like, well, I really need to build my legs, because half my pretty much 60% of my body is legs. So I'm like, I got to figure out how to be able to do squats and work my legs without hurting my back. So that was my goal. What I had to do was then I had to go, okay, why is my back hurting? So I had to look at my form, had to look at like the types of things I was doing, and then I figured out, oh, my ankle mobility is messed up. So I'm bending at my waist too much, and it's putting a lot of pressure on my lower back. So I had to figure out, okay, how do I fix that? So I learned how to raise my heels up, and that took all the pressure off my lower back. And then I was able to start squatting again. So you have to like know the specifics of what you want to do in order to be able to look into how to accomplish it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's just having a plan. And the way you kind of figured that one out, it's an engineering type of principle right there. It's first principles thinking. You got a problem, and then you work it from the ground up to solve it. And that's the best way to do it, man. A lot of people, they'll have that problem with a goal, and they don't think it through all the way and have a plan. So yeah, when you're doing all that, you are setting yourself up for failure. And then when you're reinforcing it with the way you're writing your goal, the second you're writing that goal, man, you're not achieving it. Hey, but on other news, I got some stuff to talk about on Twitter.
Okay, shit.
Hey, so did you ever look into that Chat GPT shit?
I saw that you sent me a picture of it, but I didn't actually look into it.
Dude, it's crazy.
It looks crazy.
Dude, it's crazy. So I think it's a chat bot. I, I believe the company is a Google company. The company that created it is called OpenAI. And their job is to, I guess, release AI to humanity, and they're just letting this thing loose, man, and it's pretty crazy.
I
So
was
it's
reading something where they were saying it's like a prototype or something. So they're trying to
yeah.
like release it out to get like feedback on it. But if that's a prototype, then they got to have something even crazier than that.
Well, they're basically it's kind of they're taking the Tesla full self driving aspect to it. That like, hey, let's release this out in beta and see how we can improve it, see what happens. But so basically, the thing's like a search bar, right? Kind of like Google. So you can ask it any question, like how to bake chicken, and it'll generate the answer, and it gives you the best answer in a nice little summary. Real easy, just right there. You don't have to click on any pages or find it, go through a bunch of ads, anything. It's awesome. So it does any question that you have, but you could also have it do things for you, like, hey, write me a script on a YouTube video for Elon Musk going to Mars. They'll write a very nice script about that. And dude, one thing I had it do earlier today is book summaries. You'd be like, hey, give me a book summary on Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday, and it'll give you a nice little summary. So,
But how
you
does it
know,
know? Because it has the book already in its system.
it's got all the data there from Google, dude.
Hmm.
It's basically like Google search engine, but it uses all the best data. I don't know. It's wild, man. There's
Imagine
so
having that
many.
when you're a kid, dude, and you got to write a book report.
That's what I'm saying. You could easily do it. You could be like, hey, write me a book report on Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah.
and if anything, it'll give you really good ideas. You don't have to use it, but you'd be like, hey, give me a book report on Abraham Lincoln. It's going to generate it all for you, and you could just go off it. It's man, it could have ruined society. Like, dude, think of all those kids in school. That's
Yeah.
what they're going to do. They can literally, what's the answer to this question? It'll generate an answer.
Yeah. I mean, when the one that I saw, I mean, that one was still kind of, I mean, it was, you can kind of see some things where it fucked up on, but I mean, for the most part, it was not bad.
Dude, check it out. Just all you have to do is go to OpenAI. You look for ChatGPT. You make an account. It just asks for normal email. They probably use your data for something, but I mean it's worth it. This is some groundbreaking technology.
I'm staying away from it, dude.
Really? Why?
I don't know, man. I'm just starting to think about all this stuff,
Getting old?
and I'm like, I'm not. I don't want to give them my data. I don't want to give them my name. I don't want to be a part of it. It's like I don't want to be in the system. I want to be out of the system, dude. Just
Dude, they got your data. They got your data.
well, I'm gonna give them as least amount of my data as I can give them.
The way I look at, I don't care. They're gonna get it one way or another. So I'm gonna have fun with it. You could ask that Chat GPT thing a lot of crazy stuff, man. It's cool. You could have fun, dude. I'm telling you, it's a blast.
I feel like I'm trying to keep myself as old school as possible, the way we used to do things. Because like the more you get into all these new things, I just feel like it messes everything up. It's
I
like
know.
society's getting messed up. People's brains are getting messed up. The way we communicate are getting messed up. People don't have attention spans anymore. I mean, it just seems like it just seems like it's not good for society. And if everybody's doing it and everybody's going that way, but for me, I look at it like I don't. I mean, I'm stuck in it too, just like everyone else. I mean, I have an iPhone, I have it all, but the least I can go that way, then that's what I want to do. It to me, it's like being somebody who lived in the wilderness and could thrive in the wilderness. Like they could find food easily, make fire easily, make shelter easily. They don't need anything. And then here comes society with houses and supermarkets and cars and stuff like that. And I feel like if I right now was to be thrown in the wilderness and say, "Hey, you have to survive on your own," I mean, I might figure it out, but it would be really, really hard. And I feel like that's how it's going with this other stuff with social media and all this other stuff. It's like it's trying to get you into this other realm to like live in it, like into the multiverse and all this other stuff or the metaverse or whatever it is. And it's like I'm trying to stay out of all of that because the farther you go into it, then you can't live with it. It's like we're just talking about writing. Like
know
nobody can
that's
write anymore. Why? Because we use phones and stuff. It's
I
like
know
I'm
that's
trying to just stay away from that stuff because it's like it's trying to suck you down that rabbit hole. And I might get sucked down it, but I'm trying to at least trying to resist that rabbit hole.
I know that's why I'm excited about journaling, dude. That's exactly why I'm excited is because that's why I like reading so much too, is it's away from technology. I'm reading. When I'm journaling, I'm writing pen to paper. It brings focus. It's a good discipline. It's a great habit. And then when you look at back where you could have the history, and it's amazing, you can show people, hey, this was a good year. 2023 was a good year. Check out my journal, bring it home. You can read it if you want. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it.
And your daughter can read it when she gets older. That was one thing, like when my dad passed, he had a journal, and getting to read it was cool because I got to see insight into who he was a little bit, insight that he would never let on to me. And it was kind of nice because as I'm reading it, I'm like, oh, my dad was just like me almost. He felt the same thing
Oh,
that I felt.
that's cool. I didn't know your dad kept a journal.
He had one journal, and when he passed away, my mom took it, and I think she let me have like see parts of it. And um reading it though, I could really see his insight on it, like how he felt because my dad was very, at least to me, he didn't really let on how he felt. So it was really cool to be able to actually see his actual feelings on things.
Dude, that's freaking cool.
Yeah. So that's
Man.
actually a really good idea.
Yeah, man, you should do it. So I'm gonna link the video in the description for everybody. And if you can, follow the guy on Twitter and YouTube. His name's Dickie Bush. His YouTube videos are top notch. Because I've said before, if you're a good writer, you're a good YouTuber. Because that's basically what you're doing is you're writing the script. It's not that hard to perform it. You just the writing's the hard part in the format. So he makes good content. So I challenge everyone to start journaling this year and follow those prompts. That's a great goal. So if you need a good goal, take up journaling. But yeah, so that was Chat GPT. Tesla Twitter right now is going nuts. Like, have you seen the stock price?
Yeah, I've been buying a little bit here and there.
I've been buying too, man. And when I can, because around $100 a share, it's a good deal to me.
Good deal.
Long term, but you could tell all the people that were all hyped up on it when everything was going to the moon, these guys are nowhere to be found, and you could tell they're not happy. Elon, he went way too hard on those groups of people, and those people are out to get him now, man. They hate him, and they're trying to tell other people to hate Elon Musk too, and it's kind of wild because just for a couple things he tweeted, like it's kind of crazy how people could flip on someone so fast when he's done so much, and then you say a couple things you don't like on Twitter, you're not going to like the person based on that. It's like childish.
Yeah, we live in this world of just everybody can have an opinion and yell an opinion at you or attack you. And it'd be like if there was a town square thing going on and there's two people having a debate and like anybody walking by can come and just start screaming stuff at it when it has nothing to do with you. It literally has nothing to do with you, and you have to go have an opinion on it. And to me, that's part of why I stay off Twitter, because it's just so much drama of stuff going on. And it's like, I just don't want to be a part of that drama, you know? And Elon's on Twitter and it's cool, but he needs to stop tweeting dumb stuff sometimes, you know? It's like you bring it upon yourself. Like tweet stuff that is going to be positive. You know, I get that there's all this crap going on and there's all and releasing the Twitter files is a good thing. You should definitely do that. But then just tweet positive stuff and try to push things forward instead of creating all this all this drama. That's how I feel.
Huh. I think it's good for him to do that because the way I look at it, the dude, he has literally zero time to have fun or anything like that. To him, expressing himself on Twitter is his way of relaxing and having fun, and how fun would it be, man? You tweet anything, everybody's going to be talking about. How fun would that be? I'd have some fun with it, man. So I think that's how he's kind of approaching it. Because think about it, he's running 5 companies. It's like Twitter is an easy way for him to just like relax. I think because he doesn't take vacations or anything.
You
So
didn't
I
see
think,
that. You didn't see that picture of him getting hosed down by the dude that Kanye posted.
yeah, dude. And did you see Kanye West made that his last tweet?
Yeah, that shit's hilarious. I mean, I
Yes.
get it, dude. It's cool, and he's creating, clout and everything, and he's got to do that. But I mean, and if you have fun with it, I guess that's cool. But for me, it's just like too many. In my own personality, it's like I like to just stay away from stuff like that. It's like it's just too much drama. But for him, I mean, he's made it work. So if he likes it, then he should keep on doing it, and it keeps people entertained. It keeps people talking about him. It keeps people, and really, no publicity is bad publicity, right? I mean,
Oh
look
yeah.
at Conor McGregor. People hated him forever, but he sold tickets. Look at Andrew Tate. All these people say they hate him, but yeah, he's like the most searched man in the world. So it works.
Yeah, and that's why he does it. That's also why he does it is because he doesn't pay for marketing. So the one way he markets is he does crazy stuff on Twitter and it gets a ton of eyes.
And it's not like Twitter's going anywhere. So who
No,
cares?
yeah,
I mean, all
especially
these stupid crybabies can go and leave it, whatever, could leave. Who cares?
that's what he's basically doing. Because I think he might be taking that approach as well, as he's already won over the left, right? By making EVs. So he's won over the left. He hasn't won over the right, but now by him doing all this stuff, he's won over the right. So now he's won over both sides. Yeah, there might be some stragglers on the left that hate him because of what he's doing. But man, if you hate on people because that, you're looking at life wrong. You're letting somebody else influence you based on their opinions. It's wild. Why would that stop you from buying a Tesla? Because he used a pronoun that was prosecute Fauci. Like, it's
People are
funny.
they're too sensitive nowadays. They get so mad over one little tiny thing. It's like, oh, I'm going to be offended and I'm going to go. But like, how much of this stuff is really real though? Because people that I talk to, I feel like don't even really care. So who are these people that are getting all offended? That's what I wonder. Like, are these still bots that are doing this? Because I mean, who? Nobody cares. I don't care. I mean, who are these
Probably just
people that care so much?
probably a bunch of nerds. I don't know.
People that don't have anything to do with their life, but just cry about what some person they'll never meet in their life said. Who cares?
Dude, I think that's all they got. They got nothing going on in their lives. And see, they're not setting these dang goals, man. You gotta set them goals.
Yeah, they need to set a goal of, hey, I'm gonna not complain about people, other people writing on Twitter for at least a year.
Yeah. Or just don't let other people affect how you feel
Yeah.
or react.
Hey, if you ain't paying my bills, I don't give a crap what you think.
Yeah,
I don't need your 2 cents. You ain't paying my bills. All right.
yeah.
Uh,
External events can't affect your internal
yeah.
events like at all. So
Yeah.
that's been some wild stuff. But yeah, the stock price is awesome. And I'm thinking the whole year, 2023, it's probably going to be terrible for the price, but I really don't.
It's good for me, dude. I'm seeing it as a sale all year long, dude. I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
buying it.
Yeah. So, I
I'm gonna
mean,
buy it a little bit at a time because it's like, why not? If I have $100 laying around, okay, I'll buy it. If I every once in a while, every paycheck, I'll buy it. Because, dude, there's gonna be a time where the roller coaster right now is the roller coaster is going like this. There's gonna come a time where it goes like back up like this. I
I
mean, and
imagine.
then when you get to that top, when you're going up to the top, it's like, okay, this is good. So
Yeah. Like in the way I look at it, if it doesn't come back up, then I think the whole world's screwed anyways. So,
we're all screwed anyway, dude. So that's why you're gonna have to become Bear Grylls and start learning how to catch animals. Start cooking them up.
yeah, seriously. Yeah, so I mean that's pretty much all that's been going down on Twitter, but yeah. So if you're not following me on Twitter, follow me at Tesla Spaceship. I'll update you guys on the episodes and I just post good personal development stuff all week. So follow me on there. I'm trying to get to 10,000 followers, so help me get there.
And if you have questions for me, give them to this guy over there.
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
Over there.
Yeah, man. So
And he'll tell me, and then I'll answer them
yep.
on the podcast.
Will do. But hey, what goal? I was thinking this though. What end of the year goal should we set for this podcast? Year ending 2023. This podcast together.
I would say getting it to a point where we can at least have it all dialed in to where we don't have to really think about it anymore. We don't have to figure out what we're going to be recording on. We don't have to figure out what we're going to post it to. It's just
That's good. Let's see what happens with that. I was hoping to put a number goal on ours. I want to shoot for 48 videos this year.
48 podcasts or videos.
Video podcasts, whatever they are.
That should be no problem.
Yeah, 48 episodes. Yeah, so it's basically 4 a month. So
that'd be easy.
Yeah, so there's
Done
some
4 in this month.
we've done like 4 this week.
This is
Damn
the
near.
second go around.
Yeah.
Goals.
Yeah. Yeah, the first one, we did the whole episode, I forgot to press record, so but yeah, I think that's pretty good. To recap, what do you think is the most important aspect for setting goals for a new year?
Well, me personally, I would say don't wait for the new year. Just set your goal now. It doesn't matter if it's December, October, whenever it is. Set the goal now and start working on it now. I think a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm going to have a New Year's resolution," and by the second month into the new year, that it's out the door already. So, if you have a goal, set it now. Become disciplined, work on it, and make it a mindset to where no matter what your mind tells you, you're not going to not reach that goal. And whatever you have to do, doesn't matter if you feel like doing it or not, you get up every day and you work toward that goal. And you'll be amazed at what happens.
Yeah, that's good.
What about you?
And then I think the most important thing with a goal is to have short-term and long-term goals, but you must have a plan of attack and be specific on your actual goal and believe in yourself that you can actually achieve the goal. And you need to have a daily plan broken down to execute on that goal and actually accomplish your goals. Don't be writing goals that you know damn well you're not going to accomplish. But set the bar high. All right, guys. So hopefully you learned something out of this video. If you did, make sure you share it to your friends, family, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we'll see you all another time. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.
I think,
Goodbye.
I think my thumb actually looks like the thumbs up thing.